You're listening to the Love Over Addiction podcast. Hey, so I am recording this episode from my bathroom. Why would I choose to pick such an unusual place, you might ask? And let me answer that question for you, because we are in the middle of this virus and every single one of my children is on Zoom right now, homeschooling. And because I have a gazillion children, they are in every nook and cranny of my home. And this, I don't even know how big it is. 100 square foot bathroom is the only place of privacy that I can think of right now. So I am hiding out here talking to you because I wanted to share something with you that I thought of this morning. Okay, so a long time ago, I interviewed a woman about the Love Over Addiction program. And she said, Michelle, at first when I listened to it, I was really pissed off at you. Like the first 10 minutes, I hated what I was hearing. And I said, oh my gosh, why? And she said, because I realized very quickly that this program is not going to help my husband get sober. And I bought it because I thought, this is all about him. I have no issues. I'm fine. I'm the responsible one. I'm the one that takes care of everything. I clean the house. I cook. I take care of the kids. I work. He's the one clearly with all the issues. And I realized 10 minutes, 15 minutes into your program, this was all about me, that you were going to ask me to take a look at my issues, my junk, my negative patterns. Why am I allowing this relationship to continue knowing that it is hurting me and harming me? And you're asking questions and helping me discover why I even allowed this relationship to start. Why am I attracted to these unhealthy people? And that was frustrating for me. And let me tell you, I loved her honesty. I so respected it, because here's the deal. If you were listening to this podcast, if you were reading the blog, if you were on Instagram with me, if you have got one of the programs, whatever, if you have entered this world, this little community of ours, and I have said something that prickles your heart, I have said something that triggers you, and you don't want to come back, you stop listening, you stop doing the work in your program, you unsubscribe to the podcast, whatever, I want to challenge you. I want to say, guys, listen, it is completely normal to run away from the truth. I am here to be your friend, to be your encourager, to be your cheerleader and your greatest advocate. And I am also here to shine a spotlight on the issues that you need to work with, or need to work on, I do not believe in the theory of subscribing to the fact that we are married to addicts or alcoholics, or we are in a relationship with them, and everything that's wrong in our life is their fault. That is not going to fly with me. We have to take accountability and responsibility for our junk, because here's why. If you ever decide to leave and you go into the next relationship, that junk will follow you, and you will continue to be attracted to the wrong type of people. Because what happens is we are attracted to the people we are attracted to because they mirror back to us what we truly believe about ourselves. So if you believe that you are worthless, you are not worth somebody's time, and you are not worth somebody's love, guess what? That addict and alcoholic who doesn't come home on time, that addict and alcoholic who doesn't want to spend time with you and is constantly choosing the drugs or alcohol over you, they are reinforcing your negative beliefs about yourself. They are mirroring to you what you came into that relationship with. So nothing will change if you decide to leave and you have not created a new narrative and personal belief about who you are and what you deserve. Even if you are to leave your existing current relationship with an addict and go into a new one with somebody who doesn't even touch drugs or alcohol, if you haven't done your personal work, if you haven't learned to fall in love with yourself, if you haven't learned to identify your worth and your value, and you can look comfortably in the mirror and say, I absolutely deserve attention and warmth and honesty and kindness. If you don't truly feel that way, you can fall into another relationship with somebody who's completely sober and still doesn't give you worth or kindness or the time of day. In other words, you're going to continue this cycle, which is why a lot of us in this community grew up with addiction, grew up with an alcoholic parent or a drug addicted parent, and then have found that and seek that out unconsciously in our relationships. It's because there is a level of familiarity. There's a comfort level of seeing somebody that mirrors back to you what you were provided in your childhood. So if you grew up in a home with parents who mistreated you or didn't give you attention or verbally abused you or neglected you, guess where you're going to find another partner? Guess who you're going to find attractive in your adult life? People similar to your parents. And so that cycle will be cyclical, it will be continual until we stop, until we break free, until we develop a new narrative. And then guess what? When you heal and when you grow and when you discover just how freaking phenomenal and beautiful and wonderful you are, you will then be attracted to a different person. That old narrative, that person that's abusive or neglectful will no longer be attracted to you. And you'll be attracted to a whole new set of people that you never found attractive before. It's true. And it genuinely happened. It happened to me. My second husband, I never would have given, and I don't say this because he's the best man in the entire world, which is why I wouldn't have given him the time of day if I had not done my work after my divorce. I wouldn't have found the fact that he wants nothing more than to please me. I wouldn't have found that attractive because I knew, I quote, knew I didn't deserve that. There was a guy in high school who adored me. And I'm sure some of you guys have had this type of guy or woman in your life where, he went overboard. I remember on one of our first dates, he picked me up early. He was dressed incredibly nice and he had taken flowers and put notes on them, like love notes on each individual flower, and then created a trail of the flowers all the way to the car. And then when we got into the car, my favorite U2 song was playing. And I remember by the time I got into the car, I was like, no, I need to run away from this. Now, looking back on that was really, really over the top, right? He had a massive crush on me, apparently for years. But I couldn't have accepted that, even if I wanted to, because I, at that point in my life, thought I deserved the guy who wouldn't return my phone calls or who said, hey, let's go out Saturday night, and then I waited by the phone and never came by, or who picked me up on Saturday night to go to a party and then never talked to me the entire night, only just to ask me to sleep with him at the end of the night. So Sorry, guys. I had to take a quick break right there because my kids were literally knocking on the bathroom door. Oh, Lordy, when is this virus going to be over? Okay. So anyways, the point is, and I promise I'll wrap it up here. The point is this, is that when I say something to you that triggers you, that's usually an indication that you need to do some work in that area, that I've scratched off a scab and that it needs more healing and more growth. So if you're tempted not to pick up the program or listen to the podcast or read the blog or whatever, it's okay. It's okay if you want to quit temporarily. I'll still be here. I'll still love you. I'll welcome you back with open arms. No, I do not want you to feel ashamed or like you're a quitter or that you don't have what it takes to complete something. That's not true. But I would also love to be your friend that says, hey, listen, the reason why you're tempted to quit is because there is a false belief that says that you have been holding on to probably for most of your life, thinking that you don't deserve happiness, that dream life that you claim that you want, that you fantasize about, that you dream about, that really can't come true. And it can't come true because you feel like you don't deserve it. I know that that's true for a lot of you. And I know that fear is actually what causes us to remain stuck, remain uncomfortable or comfortable in our pain. And it will prevent us from having that breakthrough. So if you need to quit, I love you. No shame in that. But also, I'm your friend. And because I love you, I want you to consider picking up where you left off, sticking with me, pushing through to that breakthrough, because you are so deserving and you can do it. You absolutely can get that life that you think you want, but you're not sure how it all works. You're not clear on how to get it. All of the steps haven't been laid out before you. That's okay. Don't worry about that. You just stick with me. You just keep listening. We'll get there together. It might not be overnight. This process doesn't happen immediately, but I promise you, you will get there. Because I've been doing this for 10 years and I've seen so many women from all around the world get there. All different types of women from different backgrounds with extreme limitations, with not a lot of money, with not a lot of resources, with no friends, with tons of dependents. And I've seen women as young as in their early 20s and as old as, I think there was one woman I interviewed that started the program and she was 75 and started listening to me. And here's the other thing I want to say. This is not an infomercial for our programs. You can get a lot out of our free podcasts. Okay, so there's no pressure to purchase a program. I don't want you to hear that. And the other thing I want to say really quickly before I wrap up is, if you are in the situation where you genuinely cannot afford to buy the program, but you've always wanted to join, we have started a new initiative, which is buy one, give one. So for every woman that buys one of the programs, we give one away. And the application is on our website. I do not ever want to run this business or start this community. And if a woman or man wants to get healthy, I don't want money to be in the way of them getting help. That is absolutely against everything I believe in. So I want to make sure that our help and our love and our support is available to everyone. So you can go to our website to fill out an application if you are in a position where you can't afford to join. All right, listen to me. I've got your back. I am your biggest advocate. I am your loudest cheerleader. I actually won an award for cheerleading when I was younger, which I'm kind of embarrassed to admit. But I really like cheering. I love cheering people on. It's one of my greatest joys. We live on a street, just as a side note, or we used to live on a street, we've moved now, but that had like a lot of marathons running down it. And every time there was a marathon, I would take my kids and run out to the street and cheer people on. And a couple times there was people that ran by, and you know how they have those bibs with the numbers? I would yell out the number. I'd read the number. I'd be like, dig deep, 24369. Yeah. And either the person running would be completely like motivated to keep, like you just see them kick it into third gear and it really worked, or they'd be completely mortified and like look at me like, who are you, you crazy girl? Do I even know you? Yeah. But I absolutely love seeing people work hard, strive, sweat, win, and get to the finish line. And you, my friend, yes, you, the one listening to this podcast in their home or in their car right now, you can get to that finish line. And let me tell you, when you cross it, it is so freaking worth every ounce of sweat and effort. And I will be waiting for you in the beginning, middle, and end to say congratulations, because you are so deserving. I love you, and we're going to get through this virus thing together.
This podcast is created for your support, encouragement, and entertainment with Michelle's personal thoughts and beliefs. From one woman to another, bonded together by the fact we love someone suffering from addiction. This is not intended as a substitute for therapy or advice from a professional.